We finally made it to the video. If you
Yeah.
want to introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what's been happening that you're targeting and how did it start?
I'm Emily. I'm a single mum and I have experienced gang stalking, no electronic harassment. Well, not really. So how my targeting started, for me, it started in 2014 when I moved house to a new area. Suddenly people started treating me differently and acting strange around me, like they knew something about me, like there was rumors going around about me.
Sure.
I would take my daughter to nursery and there would be this horrible cold atmosphere and they'd all give me dirty looks. When the sirens like that came a little bit later, but I would go out of my house and like conversations that I'd had with people in private, in the privacy of my own home, they would be repeated back to me, and things that I said and done in my own home. So it was like I knew there was like bugs or something like that in my home.
Yeah, you would feel it.
And it was like I'd been put on a list. When I look back, it could have been going on before I moved house, but the time that I noticed it was around the time I moved house.
Sure. Okay. So how long ago is that for you, Emily?
2014.
Yeah. And how did that affect your life? Do you know who's targeting you? Do you know who
I don't know who had me targeted. I've got like people that I think it might have done, but I don't really want to talk about that because I could get repercussions.
Sure. Sure. For those who don't know about this program, there's a program that runs covertly, and if you can Google gang stalking and electronic harassments, you'll be able to get information. Was it last year, Emily, when we have met? Was it last year at the BBC
Yeah,
program?
at the protest. Yeah, last year. Yeah.
For me personally, my targeting started about 5 years ago, and it was just something strange things were happening, and you know it started with gang stalking like yourself. I've been followed in the street and by the police and community. I thought I was going crazy at the beginning because I didn't know what was
Yeah.
happening.
But I knew that I wasn't, because I knew these people were really doing this to me, but it sounded to everyone else that I was going crazy. Yeah. I know
That's
how you feel.
you will have the doubts.
Yeah.
Something is wrong. It's happening. So, but the good thing is when we start researching and we start finding information, so it's all out there on the internet.
It
Um,
is. No,
anyone to read about.
and it took me about a year after being targeted, about a year to a year and a half before I actually found out what gang stalking was. And it was like such a relief to know that this is real and this has been happening and I'm not going crazy. But for
Yeah.
about a year and a half, I was like stumbling around in the dark. I didn't know what to search for. And I couldn't find anything about it online for like ages and ages and ages.
Did you try to speak to anybody or with like family or friends or anyone?
Did I what?
Did you try to speak to any of your family to tell them what is being going on?
They just thought I was like having mental health problems,
That's
and
right.
they made me see a doctor, and the doctor made me see the crisis team, and they put me on antipsychotics, which I
That
don't need because I don't have mental health problems.
they don't want to be, they don't want to be exposed. They don't want to
Yeah.
anybody to know about this covert harassment. So they rather diagnose you as a mentally ill to discredit you.
Yeah, they're
And
part of it.
yes, that absolutely. That's exactly what happened to me, Emily. It's where I was very worried and scared when it first started, the gang stalking. And I remember I ran to my doctor because I thought if I see a lot of police presence, in every locations and I'm in, then there must be then the police as part of it. So who do I report this to? So I remember I ran to my doctor and I said to her that I'm feeling very anxious and worried, you know, strange events happening, you know, around the community. And I remember I showed her the videos of, you know, all these police sirens, police cars and, you know, going around. But you know, they've denied it all the way. They rather like say that you've got like a mental issues, you know. So I remember I've just shut the door behind me and I left and I've never returned back to the doctors. But then again, this escalated to the electronic harassments the next year because mine started in 2015. And I can tell you my health has suffered greatly, Emily, you know, because these attacks is 24/7. And you know, you get severe electric shocks to the head, directed energy weapon used on your body, you know, your body is mutilated, you know, so it's a crime. It's a crime against humanity, and the severity of the torture, or you know, it makes it hard for others to you know, to believe you, you know.
The way this program's set up is, if you talk about your targeting, whatever it may be, electronic harassment or gang stalking or whatever, it mimics the signs of a mental health problem. So you do sound mad, but what you're saying is actually true, and this is happening and it's real. But to other people,
it's only
yes, mental health problems.
I think it will sound more realistic if, you know, unless somebody goes through it, unless somebody experience it, then you know they will know. But otherwise it's very hard. To be honest, I'll be in the same situation if somebody comes and tell me about all these you know, gang stalking, electronic harassment, psychotronic weapons, directed energy weapons, all of these things. I wouldn't even believe it, you know. But unless it happens,
I wouldn't have believed it before I was targeted.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's exactly what's happening, Emily. It's very hard when you tell the loved ones or your family, or you know, the people who are closer to you, to get them believe you, you know, and having to deal with all these stress, and at the same time as you're looking after your own child and you know, your own health. And I also, you know, this is involving a lot of things. They can actually read your thoughts. They can manipulate your dreams. They can sleep deprive you. Sorry, Emily, repeat that again.
They can do so much stuff to you remotely.
So much stuff, Emily, and there's a lot of people who are suffering. And I found out this is globally. It's not just in UK. Is done in the United States. It's done in all of Europe. So it's a global program that run covertly, and unfortunately, it's run by those people who are in power, that people who we supposed to trust, people who are supposed to protect us. You know, so it's really hard for people who wants to know more about the program. There's a book for Dr. Robert Duncan. It's called How to Tame a Demon. So I don't know if it's in the camera there.
After bit.
Yeah. Can you yeah. So he wrote this book, and it has a lot of information, so you can read about it. Also, I've got another book as well here. It's called Project Soul Catcher. It's also for Dr. Robert Duncan. It has a lot of information there, and it goes in depth as well. So, you know, also I've got this Surviving and Thriving as a Target Individual for Kathy Meadows. Just a little book. It gives you some tips and information about targeting and covert electronic harassment. There's a lot of information whistleblowers that they came and sort of exposed this technology. Um, you know, but going back, Emily, how are you coping day by day with your own life? Because I know it's a struggle for you as a mother.
I'm stuck on antipsychotics and I have to take them every day. And if I don't take them, the minute I try and stop taking them, the gang stalking gets really ramped up and I can't handle it. It's like psychological torture. So I have to take these antipsychotics and it's hard.
What do they do? What do they do, Emily? What do they do if you stop the your medication? They will stalk you more. They will create
The slander in when my daughter goes to school. They like get all the parents and teachers to turn against me and start talking about me behind my back and having directed conversations about me, but not like in front of me, but not to me, just about me. But if you question them, they say, we don't know what you're talking about. We weren't talking about you, but you know that they are. Home invasions, where they come into your house and take stuff that's not really
stuff
very valuable,
or move
but
things
it's
around.
that you need. Noise harassment from neighbours, hacking of my phone. So they'll send texts and messages and things like that from my phone that I didn't send to other people. And then they'll phone you up and they'll be like, oh, well, you sent me this and I didn't. And they don't believe you. And it cuts off like friends and family because they think that you're like having a mental health problem, but you're not. There's stalking by police and ambulance and fire brigade. They do that a lot. Color coding, people in red and blue following you, or in red and blue cars sometimes. And the bugging of my home. So like I said earlier, I think when I'm having a private conversation in my home, they'll mimic that when I go back out the next day or whenever.
That's right.
It's just psychological torture. It's like psychological warfare.
Okay, yes, that's right. Again, for the viewers, for the people who are going to be watching our videos, we are single mothers from UK. We have never involved in any criminal activities. We're innocent people, ordinary people. We were just going about our lives involving our children. We've been subjected to this program. It's running covertly. Still, I don't know the exact purpose for this program, but I'm thinking it's a of the humanity, control of people. I think still don't know why we've been put this into this program. It could be also experimentation on human.
Experimentation, yeah.
Exactly.
Some TI.
It can be for my case. I think it's experimentations because I get subjected to different type of pain and different type of torture and attacks every day, and they attack different part of the body as well, and your organs, your heart, your head. Sometimes I just feel, it's a human experimentations as well. Things that we were not aware of, things, words that I shouldn't really say or even like know in this world, such as organized stalking, civilian noise campaigns, slander, gaslighting, military, police, emergency services, all of involving in this attacks, sensitizing EMF, scalar wave, directed energy weapon, psychotronic weapons, torture, brain mapping, all of these things, we were not aware of. We got to find out about all these things when we are being attacked and tortured by this technology. I didn't want to. I've never signed up for this. I never knew this in my whole life. Our eyes were closed to the world, isn't it, Emily? We got to know about this. Absolutely, but they say this program, when I read it goes back to the experiments that is done by the Nazi Germany, performed on the Jewish people, and also it was experimentations that was done in Canada or the United States back then in the 1950s. But it just carried on. Sorry, Emily, I'm losing you there. Still there?
Hitler used gang stalking.
That's right. It's I think
Yeah.
it's all part of the program as well.
Yeah, and the secret German police, or
Yes,
whatever they're called.
that's right. And the thing is, Emily, we have no law
No,
that is set up to protect those victims. This program's been denied all the way. It's run covertly.
yeah,
Your rights have been wiped off. You can't go to anyone and complain. You know, you suffer in silence, basically. And I think this is the reason.
yeah. The
Um,
people that you should be complaining to, like the police, are the ones doing this.
Absolutely,
And that's
absolutely.
why you can't complain to anyone.
You just have nowhere to go to turn up to for help.
No.
You know, and the thing is, I mean, I've lived in this country. I'm not from here, but I've lived in this country for numbers of years, and I always thought UK is number one for human rights and human protection and you know they worry about the warfare, you know, of the children and you know the human, you know, but it's all. From what I've seen now, this is just is the opposite, you know, and it's shocking and overwhelming, you know. We're completely traumatized by this technology that is run covertly, you know, and we're really asking for help. We're asking for this program to come to light. People have more awareness of what's going on, that people there who are actually suffering in silence inside their own home, nobody knows about it, no, not the authority, no one, you know, believe anything. So it's really hard, and I think that's the main purpose for us now doing this video, because we want to expose this technology and this covert torture that we are subjected to, and it's unfair, you know.
Yeah, get the message out there, basically.
Absolutely, and you know, and the best thing, you know, I mean, they want to isolate you. They want you to be alone so they can torture you more, so they can do whatever they want. But I don't allow it. I don't allow this. You know, I still keep in touch with my family. You know, I would not allow them to control my, you know,
Mm.
we're born free and we should live free, you know. Uh, Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Lovely talking to you, Emily, today, and I think we can do more videos on in the
Yeah,
future, talk about our own experience, and you know, and ways of how to end this program and
yeah,
save others as well and help others as well.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, take care, Emily.
Okay, and you. Okay, thanks. Bye.